Okay guys, so the white peril is done, kind of out of time, and I've just had it outside to have a look at it in the blazing sun with more light. So it looks mint in this low level light, and it looks absolutely flawless unless you get the workshop light on it or an inspection torch. But there's still a lot of swirls in this car, but there ain't too much I can do about that. I mean, yeah, there is. You need if I play around with the light, if this was sunlight and I'm moving across like this, you'd see more swirls. You can't see them in this low light. They're there. I can see them. You can't. Yeah, it's just more swirly, I thought, in this car, but. So like, because it's so nice fundamentally, it'd have been nice to have just got a higher level of correction on the bonnet. That little centre section of the spat and the roof would have been nicer. So hindsight's a wonderful thing, but I think I should have gone at this with wool and blue course and wool, and then finished it out with S20. I think in hindsight that would have been better than cutting with S3 and foam, but everything's gone really well, and we'd have only probably dug a little bit deeper. Say if we got like, I don't know, 80% of the swirls out, something like that. If we'd have gone wool and S20, we might have got 85 or something, I don't know, making it up as I go along. But there would have been a little bit more cut, which would have lowered the level down a little bit more, which would have just reduced some more swirls out. But no, I'm really happy, guys. You always have these dilemmas whenever you do this. You know when you're doing it, all of the things that you could do differently and all of the things that you could do better. Those little dots that you can't see, I can see, bug me, and there is a deeper scratch along there that won't come out. Even this will show it on camera, I think. I've shown this to Dan. You won't see it on camera, but there's a deeper scratch right where the light is there. You can't see it. There, you could just see it there, can't you? Look, follow it. That's a deep one. That's a juicy one. You shouldn't attempt to take that out. You would have to, if you're just playing with fire. I don't think it would come out either because I can feel it. But you can't really see it unless you're up close. Yeah, this is notoriously difficult to paint. There's some little chips there. But this is not bad. It's better. You get a lot more texture in this plastic. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. A bit more cutting would have got it better. It's all good though. The sealant was absolutely first class. I haven't used it since I did Dan's purple one, and just using it on this, it's just like, oh, it's such a good sealant, man. It is so good. I don't think you're ever going to beat that product. Really good. I'm interested. It's got my little level of interest up again to test a few bits and pieces. We've got people want to know what else we got. We've got ultra Glacco on the glass, only the front windscreen. We've got some auto glim dressing on the dashboard because it was an old dash, and we had to peel off a rubber mat that had been stuck on it. So there was a slight colour variation under the mat to the rest of the dash that gets more sun soaked. So a bit of auto glim dressing, which is a phenomenal product, the auto glim dressing. With dressings, yeah. With dressings, when you put dressings on, this is for those of you that are interested. If you use the auto glim one and you soak out like a microfiber applicator and you smother this wet film of dressing all over the dashboard, you're putting too much on, and I think it's taken me a while to realise that. What you're almost better off doing is just putting a bit on, then using a dry microfiber and sort of wiping it so it's more subtle, and you get better results with it. Then if you put it on too heavy, you'll never get every bit of the dashboard like perfect. So like, imagine if you're trying to put in like dressing all the way up to the edge and you've got a curved off bit and like all the complexity, and then trying to get dressing like there and not get it, you have it on the plastic and not on the leather. So you're better off putting on less. Just get some down and then like sort of almost shine it around with a dry microfiber. So you just put a bit down. Don't go hurling that dressing around, that Autoglim one. But that Autoglim one is probably the best I've used for this sort of thing. It's good. You can make it rich if you want. but it dries off and it's got a nice silky feel to it. And if you use it like I've used it, I'll show you why we needed it. Let's just come around here. If you use it like how I've used it, it can be really subtle and it can just create a nice feel and just a tiny bit of alteration to the dash, you know, just a tiny bit of richness. You can up that if you want. So there was the block that was discoloured. You can probably see it. Can you just about see it? Yeah, that was quite bad. But now it's barely noticeable. And I think over time, as the whole dash gets sun on it, it will become unnoticeable, because this was not a brand new dashboard. You can't really get brand new mint dashboards. This was off a different car as well, so that's helped make it look a bit different. It's got a little bit more texture in that leather than that leather. These are all small things, because again, we've done all this, and like as we're putting things in, you see it all, and you see the little imperfections in the bits and the little dink marks and stuff in these parts, because these are old cars. So you have to accept it's not a brand new mint car, but Jesus, you know, it's really good in here. These seats are incredible. That leather console Dan put in is incredible. Dan's steering wheel is actually really good. This car drives incredible. I didn't brush the Alcantara in there, which is a bit lazy, because it's just nice, isn't it? It's a nice touch if you get that all brushed the same direction. I haven't really done anything in here, to be honest. But that's for Dan to do, you know. Well, we've sort of done it as we fitted bits, you know what I mean? So it's like, but it hasn't, it needs, well, it doesn't really need anything. It just needs to be driven. It needs to be finished off with the seatbelt, get that seatbelt and get the horn working. Overall, yeah, really nice. The alloys are a really nice touch. You know, they're quite, I've not seen these alloys before. I've seen them before they were refurbished. I've seen them for years. And when they weren't refurbished, I didn't think they were very good, because they were so bad in condition. But, you know, they've just been really well refurbed and refinished. They look really nice now. Yeah, I'm jealous of his new headlights. We stayed with these because these are really good condition. So it's like, do you put in clears that aren't as in good condition, or do you put in mint ambers? Yeah. He may go clears later on, but like, you need to get a good set of clears, or get them like sand off completely all the old lacquer now, and then you know, re-lacquer them or whatever. You need a mint. They've got to be mint for this. But generally, this car is in the sort of condition that you would like a Porsche 996 to be, but it's not far from a show car standard. It's got too many swirls in it for a show car standard. A lot more than I realised, really, because we're starting to get nice weather now, and up until then, now it's been cloudy. When I got the heavy light on this, on the bonnet, I was like, ooh. Ooh, in fact, the day before when it was outside, in fact, me and Dan were out there prepping it, and it was a nice day and the sun was out, and I was like, ooh, this is more swirly than I thought. Yeah, so the other thing, I guess, with using foam and S3 to cut is, by cutting less, he has more to play with. So Dan is not going to be meticulously safe washing this and preserving this. This is going to pick up more swirls. So he could probably do an S20 on it in a year's time, and then he'll get rid of some of the swirls he's going to put in with his dodgy wash process. There you go. But it has gone really well. When you're handling a car like this, you're always worried that something could go wrong. We've got to get a PDR guy in as well. There's a little dent there. Again, you're going to struggle to see it on camera. You can see it on camera. It's not a bad one. It's no damage to the clear coat. We think it might probably happened in Dan's garage, because it's the same height as Dan's little radiator. So that's just going to need a little, get the bar in there and just tweak it out and tap around it, and that'll be fine. We know a man that can do that. And yeah, look, the alloys are nice. What do you think of these alloys, guys? So there's guys out there that are all OEM, and I lean that way myself, actually. It takes me a long while for my eyes to get used to something, but I think these alloys are nice. It's nice to have an alloy that's different. definitely, and these are definitely different. The gold works with white. We were talking about red calipers, and Dan, I think, wants to change those at some point, and I understand. I think he wants to go gold caliper, I think, but I was thinking black personally. But anyway, it's up to him. He's got a better idea of all of this than I have. I'm not so into all of this sort of, I don't have an eye for the modification, whereas Dan's been doing that for years. He's like a proper max power guy. But he does know what he's doing with all that. He's done well by the interior as well. He's done... I said to him when he got this car, what are you doing? Like, just leave it. Like, with this interior, just leave it. Because, like, it was fine. It had these lovely GT3 seats. It all smelt of lovely new leather, because I think these seats have been reupholstered. A really nice leather smell to it. Had new carpet in it. But he didn't like certain things about the colour. And then as we sort of got the seats out and looked in there was a few things that were wrong and probably what would have bugged me. So it was a lighter carpet in the back to the front, which was a bit of a bug point. But there was like a grey with a slight rose tint in it that we've seen before on other cars. And that's hard to match. And then it had we think it had custom leather. So we think it had been retrimmed at the back. And it didn't quite match. There was other things that didn't quite match. And I think Dan decided that really with the kind of charcoal seats and the kind of anthracite, is it, or charcoal, I don't know all the colours, that really a black interior was the way to go. And these door cards are rare because they're non-airbag, non-speaker door cards. Very rare, apparently. Don't know why, but I suppose they're lighter. You can have all that airbag gubbing in there. So these are rare. And I think what he's done's worked. And I think the Alcantara he's spent a lot of money on. And I really like the leather dash, actually. I think Joe did a phenomenal job to be able to trim that, because it's not an easy piece. You might look at that and think, that's easy to trim. That is not an easy piece to trim. And get the stitching in it as well. Like, and he had to mess around to get those buttons to go in and get those in and all this stuff. But he's got it there. And I want to do that, but I might not. I don't want to copy Dan, but I was just really impressed with that. I would have never thought you could have trimmed that centre console like that in leather. The numeric shifter that Nigel had in there is godlike. It's incredible. Dan's gaiter fits really well. There's just a little bit of tightness there, so I'm going to try and just adjust it a little bit, but it will move a little bit. It's okay, actually. It's probably okay. He's got I need to get that. He's got 2 footwells. He's got these. I don't know which ones he's keeping, so I haven't gone to town on this. But I don't know if it's worth going on to town and then he's throwing these ones away. I don't know. So it is what it is. We need to have this accelerator pedal out. So when I take it out, I'll put in the Ren Sport bracer on it. I thought this pedal was bad, and I said to Dan it needed to be reinforced, but it's not that bad. That's actually probably as good as they get, which is weird. But if it's good to have that upgrade in there anyway, that peace of mind with that support bracket. I've got it in mine. It makes it indestructible. Those accelerator pedals in these 996s are cheap. They are plastic. They're not the best. Yeah, this is a great car. I mean, this is a great car. It's a great car. It's very aggressive, this car. The bite point on the clutch, boom, goes as soon as you've got to be careful just cruising around in it. But it's when you get in this car and you start it up, it's got this Miltech exhaust on it. It's a bow. And it's got a lot more torque than a normal 996. Still has that, that M96 characteristic that it needs a good thrashing, but the torque is ridiculous. And the custom gearbox and is it gripper diff? I can't remember, but it's got a custom gearbox in it. I think it's got different ratios. It's just really pulls. This car is just unusual because you don't expect it. You think you're in a 996. It pulls like a train. Phenomenal car, really is. There's one thing about it that the way it drives, which might not be ideal for what Dan wants and might need to be changed. It has RSS track rod ends, I think they're called, with like they got, I think, like bump stops in the track rods or something, so that if you smack them on a track, it's got the ability to absorb it and bounce back rather than it throw in the geo, which is I think that's what's happened to mine. That creates a slight unusual feel that's not required for the road. It's more a track thing, so I personally would probably take those off as well and go back to stock. This car is going to see the odd motor circuit still. It's not going to be a complete out and out show car. From what I understand with Dan, he's going to be putting it around Goodwood. It's been built for performance and to be raced and tracked, but it can almost identify as a show car. Yeah, it's just, it would, if it didn't have quite so many deep swells in it, it might almost be able to get away with being a show car, but it's good. Let's put it this way. Like most of them, you look at these and you go down, you look at these bits, you know, and you go around and you look in the arches. This bit here is usually decimated and corroded, paint's coming away like it is on mine. This is all the bodywork's good. All those seals are really well fitted. The paint on those seals is they do need repainting, really, if you're a perfectionist. You know, it's just stripped all the paint off it. You can see it's kind of chewed it all out. There's filler and that's been filled, yeah. So the abrasive effect of stuff flying off there has taken the paint off, and then you can see filler, I think, yeah. So you could just take these off and have them repainted. So it gets damaged around here, so a lot of guys, I think, PPF them. I think mine's got like black stone chip paint on it. You put black stone chip paint on it and it just chips straight through it eventually. So really, no matter what you do with these Porsches, these parts here do get absolutely smashed. But then, you know, that's part of it. They are older cars, but yeah, for a 30-year-old car almost, or getting on that way, I mean, like, the condition is phenomenal, isn't it? Like, it's a really rare example of one that is just lovely. Yeah, what a great car. I'm very jealous, but I've already said to Dan, this is too nice for me now. I think I'm done with all these really nice cars. Like, I'm just happy with my one with the paint falling off it, because it's one less thing for me to worry about in life. So what I can do is admire other people's. You know, I can admire this and think, yeah, that's great. But there's a lot of work that goes into getting them this way. Nigel did most of the work to bring this car back. This car's done 145,000 miles. So this is not some sort of trailer queen car that's been sat in a garage. You know, this has been driven, it's been tracked, all that sort of stuff. But it's had money spent on it in the right places, in the right way. I think Nigel's main focus was on performance and this engine and drivetrain build, and the braking system less important, but everything's been done well. The brakes on it are phenomenal, the Rotex. But that was his priority, and then I think he probably just decided it needed to be repainted and had just had that done. Yeah, that's the thing that's rare about Nigel's car, is that normally when you race them, you know, you just, if you're racing them and doing all of that, you just sort of don't care about all of this stuff. You just put some cheap cloth race buckets in there, you strip everything out you don't need. But Nigel didn't do that. He kind of kept a good feel to it. Closer to what mine is like on the inside. He had a cage, I had a cage. I have Recaro cloth seats. He went with the GT3 proper proper leather ones, which I can't afford to do. I can't afford to do. Do you want to actually experience what it's like to get in here? Let's take my shoes off. I just don't want to fill it up with all like little pines and stuff. Oh, but if you get in here, this steering wheel is lovely. This centre surround idea that Dan come up with is lovely. So I mean, you can't really see that now it's dressed. That little discoloration square, it's there. You can see it, but you can't really see it. If there was more light, you might be able to see it. So yeah, the only dodgy thing is his flocking. We've been laughing about that for ages. Yeah, he's got Alcantara here, Alcantara there, leather here. I suggested he go to what's the gear knob that I'm Black Forest Industries, that's it. I don't know what this one is. It's high quality, but it's cold on the hand and hard on the hand. I don't know though. You might like it. It's not bad, this gear knob. It's very, very hard on the hand, but some people might like that. If you've got a racing glove on, it'd be perfect. But if you're just driving the car, the Black Forest one with leather just feels a bit more civilized. But I don't know, if he changed it, he might need to end up changing this gaiter. So as I was saying about, it's just a little bit tight there, but it's a mil or so, so just needs a little bit of adjustment to pull that down. Yeah, and of course his horn doesn't work. So there we go, guys. There we go. I could start it up for you, but I'll fill the garage up in fumes. Yeah, there's a scratch in the glass down there, but it's not too bad. The glass, there's a chip in the glass as well, but it's right on that little line that runs down the middle. The glass is pretty clean now compared to how it was and sealed, so he should have. We've replaced the wiper blades as well. A lot of work's gone into this so far, a lot of messing around. It looks, when it's all done, you look at it, you think, well, that's nothing. I tell you, quite a lot of work has gone into this so far. You know, and coordinating it all and getting all these bits off and door cards off and getting these bits off and, you know, everything out of the car. And yeah, it's been a lot of work. How do I know? I've done most of it. Dan's he's on the mend with his back now, but he can do stuff without it bothering him. You know, he can do stuff, but he still can't, has to be careful with lifting stuff. But yeah, he literally couldn't move for like 2 months. So there we go. Hope you enjoy that, guys. It's got the Pinky's Taco. That's the name of the aero club that Dan's got. So he's on a mission to spread. He's on a mission to spread Porsche 996 aero like love. So anyone that gets one of these, Dan's onto him. Join the club, come on. It's just basically a WhatsApp group. It's not like some membership thing you have to pay for. It's just a WhatsApp group. But it's great actually, because all the community of people that own these tacos, it must be to be in the Pinky's Tacos, you must have a Gen 1 996 with a taco and side skirts and front bumper. It can be a GT3 as well. You know, it doesn't have to be a non-GT3. But it has to be a taco, not Gen 2 or not. You can't have like the touring look with just the spats and the thing and all that. You don't have to have spats. That spats are optional. The taco isn't. There we go, guys. So yeah, really happy with that. And I hope you enjoyed the video, just talking about the car. Really nice to have this in your garage. Like, I'll come down tonight when it gets dark. Sounds a bit dodgy. And just do some Instagram shots of it when you get a certain different light. Like, it looks nice, but when you take away, it's hard to describe, but at night, when you take away the outside light and it's just synthetic light, it gives you that petrol station effect where the car looks really good. You know, I don't know what it is, but it makes the car look really like glossy and poppy when you've just got those fluorescent lights on it. Yeah, he's a lucky guy to have a car like this. Really nice. I hate him. I hate him. Anyway, I'll go and nick it. I know where he lives. Yeah, lovely car.